Hi guys, it's Major Foley here, and we're doing the Golden Gift. Now please do not skip ahead and listen what I have to say. Golden Gift is only 4 levels. I believe it was released as a promotion for Age of Mythology, and then it was like released for free for everyone. Um, if you thought the Titans campaign was a bit inconsistent with some of the levels like Atlantis Reborn and Cerberus, as I showed between the editions, Golden Gift takes both of those and ups them by 11. Now, like I mentioned, there's only 4 levels, and the first 2 are a piece of cake. But 3, you have to be on your toes, and then 4 is, well, you have to get lucky. That's the only way I can put it. I've been doing testing for a week, like a few hours every day on stream. We've been talking about it with a bunch of people, and we've looked through the scenario editor, and we just simply cannot find a specific trigger on why the enemy attacks in stage 4. I thought I had it figured out. Turns out I was wrong. And the only way we're probably ever going to find it out is if we have someone look at the code, because it certainly ain't in the scenario editor that we can look at. So, my first warning is only do this yourself if you are willing to reset so many times. Now, there are tricks you can use specifically in the 4th level, but one of them I won't do because it's outright cheating as far as I'm concerned, and the other one is more of an exploit than a cheat, but it might help those that just want to beat the level. I'll mention it when I get to it. Another thing is, I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing this on the Gold Edition, because I have been testing both editions, and realistically they're the same. I think it's because it's more based on Vanilla's campaign files and not Titan's. I'm still thinking about it, but most of the videos at a moment will come out will be the extended edition. I'm still thinking if I'll do Gold Edition or not. So, I guess we can get started. I've mentioned everything I need to mention for now, and the rest can be mentioned as we get to the levels themselves. So, this follows the dwarves that we meet in Fall of the Trident. So this follows Brokk and Eitri, the brothers, and how they didn't always exactly get along. So the first 2 journeys are actually very, very easy and simple. You're not really on a time rush, so you can take as long as you really like. Oh, Eitri's journey maybe not, but Brokk's you can. And then fight at the Forge and Loki's temples. Well, that's where I said you gotta be on your bloody toes. So, let's get started with Brokk's journey.
Many years ago, a proud dwarf named Brokk was the greatest blacksmith in Midgard. Or so he thought. Until one day when a strange old man came to visit.
No one denies that you're a fine smith, friend Brokk. But I've heard Thor favors your young brother now. Eitri, he's just a pup. Of course, Eitri's no match for you. But even now, he travels to the forge beneath the mountains. He plans to craft a mighty metallic beast for the god Freyr. A metallic boar? That was my idea. Eitri could never dream up such a thing on his own. We were going to build that together. Pack up the camp. We're going to the forge.
Alright. So this level's actually simple as it is. We don't actually have to attack Folstag's army that's pretty much around here. We don't have to attack through his front gate. So first up, what we're going to do is we're going to get a couple of oxcarts for our resources. We're going to get Brokk and the heroes to come up to the north here. Now, the reason I mention this is because we can actually take an alternate pathway that, that'll let us sneak by those forces. And to do that, we have to offer a man 6 cows. Now, there are 4 on this little island here that you can get, but there's actually 6 on the mainland you can just outright grab. So we're going to be doing that. There's 2 here. Sorry, 3. 1 was in the corner. I was wondering about that. There's another one here, and then there's a further 2 down the line. Now, we're going to... We still need to train a bit of an army, because we need to break through some gates later. So, unlike the mainline campaigns too, guys, our heroes aren't strong. Look at their health. They're more suited to being builders, and they don't even have stances, like the stances the military units need. And we're actually going to have to use stances a little later on to deal with certain units. And this campaign really likes to use the Nidhogg. And the one saving grace of these heroes is that we can tank the Nidhogg's damage with them. Now, to do that, you can actually change the stances with the keyboard. Sort of like if you're using Shift left click to make multiple buildings. You can use the button Alt and S to have your unit stand ground. I'll use a military as an example. So I'll press Alt S, and they go to stand ground. Alt D, defensive, and then Alt A goes back into aggressive. And when we verse the Nidhoggs in the later matches, that's what we'll be using to hopefully bait the damage. So anyway, move Brokk and the Heroes of Ragnarok up here, and you'll see a couple of giants kicking a poor dwarf. So we're going to take them out. We'll grab the cow here a little later. We just want to clean up these giants first. Are they? Should be around here. Yep, there they are. Yeah, just take them out. Get one more oxcart and get some gold. Now you can grab the relics if you want. I think there's a couple that you can grab. I don't think it's really worth it for this level. Like, it's pretty simple. Alright, so let's go initiate the side task. We get one Ulfsark so we can build some stuff back at base. And we're going to just build a combination of Ulfsarks and throwing axemen. That's it. So here's the side quest. Arngrim. Gonna build a couple of houses, and I'm gonna build a couple of barracks up here. Now, with the raiding cav we have, we're gonna try to escort the cows. I found it's a little finicky to hand in the cows, so you might need to have your army there to do so, but you should be fine. So here's the other couple of cows, and my units have gone into the little corner. This level is actually pretty simple. Like, you're not in a hurry, so you can take all the time in the world. You can even use build a dock for these fishing spots if you like. More dwarves. Might transfer a couple on wood to gold, so we'll have 7 on each. And food, 5 on food should be enough. Because we're not gonna, but we don't really need much. There's not a big army defending the home base, really. Nope. Alright, and looks like the Ulfsark might have taken control of the other cows, so we have to go pick them back up. Yep, like I thought, the Ulfsark took them. So just keep an eye on the cows, because they do have a roaming Ulfsark coming around, which is a little annoying. That's why you want to kind of keep a military nearby. And as you can see, we've got 6 cows. Alright, so let's start training throwing axemen. You can train Osiers and a Valkyrie if you like. It's not strictly necessary. Alright, so now with the army, bring him up to him, and he will register them. And he'll like call them all like a name, so that's how you know you'll hand them in. It'll take a second to register them. I think they have to be not under your control, so let's just move them here. There you go. And then there's the underworld passage we get. Alright. You could probably just take the cows after he's gone, but it's not really needed. So just send your army through, and then we're going to build a couple more barracks here again, just so we can reinforce much easier. We're going to build 5 farms, and just get the farming upgrade. Alright, so now we build barracks here, barracks here. Now, Eitri's journey here is a little more difficult. Not so much because you're using land units, but because you're using a navy. I'm actually not that experienced using a navy, but it's fairly simple to really do, as long as you do it right. So, again, just train Bull Sarks and Throwing Axemen, and we'll attack. There'll be a hill fort and a town center we do have to break through after we break down this wall, but we don't have to deal with, like, going through all these walls and probably towers that are there, because I actually haven't seen the level properly. So I've always done it this way. Yeah, just knock down the wall. There is a healing spring here that you can take if you really wanted to, but it's not quite necessary. Let's say, what was our 5th dwarf there? Alright, one's broken through. There is a small army we do have to deal with, but it's not big. So just take out the hill fort, then take out the town center. Of course, the hill fort wouldn't have burning oil, so just bring your units close to as you can, so it doesn't fire. We take out the town center. Now we do need to get 4 ox carts, so we can just send these ox carts through now. We don't need to really keep them. Ideally, I would have just trained 4 extra ones, but yeah, the downside of the town center is the fortified one, so it takes a little longer to kill. Yeah, once the ox carts make it, you'll be pretty much fine. 4, and then we just bring them to Underworld Passage. And then I think there's a barracks up here we can just take care of, so we don't have to worry about it. But our army's big enough as it is, we can hold them off. So we don't really need to explore. Just break down this gate. Why is there a cow with us? Probably took one of his cattle. See, we're lacking a little on food now, but that doesn't really matter too much. Now, the great thing about the first 2 levels, and the 4th one, I guess, even though the 4th one's a pain, is that we're under Thor, so our dwarves don't have as much of a penalty as, say, playing Loki does when you're using dwarves to gather resources, because we cannot train citizens, we can only train dwarves, as you can see. So... Alright. Bring our first set of ox carts through. Skip on. Yeah, like I said, first 2 levels are pretty simple. I don't believe you can set a waypoint because they're not technically your underworld passages, so you're just gonna have to deal. And where's Brokk? Now your heroes will mainly actually hide behind the army because they're not like Arkantos and that way, like they're frontline heroes kind of thing. So you're gonna have to deal with that. You're gonna have to manually control them a bit more often than you'd like. I'd probably keep them assigned to a control group just so you can keep track of them. Wow, I don't think I lost a single hero of Ragnarok. I think you start with 8. Pretty nice. Anyway, once you got your ox carts and Brokk, just bring him to the cave and you win. Nice, slow moving ox carts at a speed of 2.9 units a second. Whatever it feels like. Don't know what they call it. They do give you the tents though, which is very nice when the guy leaves. Definitely solves your population issues early on. And that's it. That's it for Brokk's journey. Tune in next time for Eitree's journey, which is a little more complicated, but not by much really. So, see you guys then.